God. Ask God.
Hello, Scott. My name is William, and I live in Ireland. I'm the very beginning stage of the process, and I've been listening to your podcast, which is great, by the way. I found it by chance, and that's what got me thinking about selling on Amazon. This is something that my wife and I plan to do together, and she has always had this dream of having her own clothing boutique. And for that reason, we would like to start selling in the clothing category here in Europe. But I've heard that people say that it's not a good category to start, and I'd like to know your thoughts on that. We kind of have a product already pre-selected that we would like to start selling, and there are hundreds of people selling it already, right? Not hundreds of people, but there are hundreds of the same product in this category. But we feel there is lots of room for improvement in terms of listing, photos, and etc. So I really would like to know what you think about that and kind of advice. And that's it. Thank you very much, and keep the good work. I really appreciate it. And I listen to your podcast every day, sometimes 3 or 4 in a no one single day. Thank you very much.
Hey, William, thank you so much for the question. And wow, international folks again. I love it and appreciate you submitting your question. I appreciate you being a listener. So I want to say thank you so much for that. Okay, let's talk about this. All right, you're right. You're 100% right. Getting into the clothing space, it can be tough. Okay, it can be very, very, very good as well, but it can be very tough. Because, well, there's a few different things I think about when I hear people say that they want to get into clothing. Number one, if you have one shirt, let's say just one shirt, you're going to have, let's say, small, medium, large, or maybe extra small, small, medium, large. Okay. So right off the bat, one item, you've got different sizes. So you need to really then fulfill that, right? You need to have all of those sizes in that one style. Right now, you won't really know until people start buying your product how many sizes you'll really need to keep heavy stock in. Okay, because sometimes you'll think that medium is it, but really it's the small. Right. So that's the first, I guess, negative is if you want to roll out 5 different shirts, well, and you want to keep stock in, you're going to have to manage all of those SKUs because each one is an individual SKU, right? So that's the one negative that I see too, is you need to have more inventory when starting because you have these variations, and the variations aren't necessarily like colors, they're just sizes. Now you can take that up another step, and now let's say we add colors to that. Now let's say we add a red, blue, and a yellow, but now we need small, medium, large on all of those as well, right? You see where I'm going with this, right? That's what I see. So if you're just starting, it's kind of hard to do that because, again, you need more capital to invest in that. And you don't really know what is going to be the hot sellers until you kind of get selling. Yes, you can look at your competition. But again, if you're going after the same exact kind of product, it's going to be hard to compete with that. What makes your product different? All right. So again, if you're thinking about going into a space like this, or anyone's thinking about going into a space like this, not even just clothing, but just in a space where it's competitive, you have these different variations that you have to have because it's sizes or colors or any of that stuff, you need to ask yourself a pretty important question. Number one, how is your product different? Why is someone else going to want to buy your product? Okay. Why? Okay. Is it better material? Is it a better material that for people that are allergic to certain fabrics and yours is a certain fabric? You see what I'm saying there? See where I'm going with that? Maybe yours is 100% this, I don't even know, but this certain material that is really hard to get, and you're the specialty for that. See? So now all of a sudden you're a specialty item when it's going to be harder for other people to do it, but also you're claiming that, right? You're claiming that you're creating a product that is fit for a specific audience or a person, right? Someone that has an irritation and it's hard for them to find this stuff. That's going to be how you would do that. Now, I'm just using that as an example. It could be something else. It could be, well, I'll give you an example. Gosh, I wish I remembered the name of these guys. You guys will probably know, or some of you will know, but it's basically like a no-tuck shirt. Actually, I'll find that out. You know, I'm going to pause this for 2 seconds and I'm going to go find it and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Wow, that was pretty quick, right? Yeah, the power of editing. It's called Untuck It. Okay, Untuck It. Okay, and this was a shirt that was created for men. Okay, and it's really a tailored fit, but this way here, it looks good untucked. Because I don't know, if you're a guy and you're trying to wear a shirt untucked and it's too long in the back, or maybe it's too long in the front and it just looks like you're swimming in it. I know I've faced that. Well, I started to look for shirts that I could wear that were that I could wear untucked. Now, I did not buy an Untuck It shirt. I will probably in the future, but before I even knew that they had that, I was looking for shirts that were more custom fit in, you know, like underneath the armpits to the waist, and then where the shirt didn't come out so far, because I didn't want it to just come down to the back of my knees, right? But maybe that's what I needed to fit up top. So it was hard. That was a problem that men were facing, and now a company went out and fixed this problem, right? So again, they went after a problem specifically for men. Now they do have some women's stuff. I'm looking at their website. They do have some women's stuff, but they're going after the men's market really. That's where they started, because a couple of guys had this problem and then they fixed the problem. So you see where I'm going with that? You have to really figure out a way to be unique in this type of market. And again, you can probably read the reviews on other people's products and then just come up with that solution. So, is it hard to get into a competitive space? Yes. If you have a unique spin on something like Untuck It does, then it will be easier, because again, you are going to be different. The other thing I would say is if you or someone else can be the face of the business, or at least represent your mission of why you're creating this unique clothing line, that'll also be good for you too, because now you can talk about your story. And now with the enhanced content that they just rolled out, it's going to be easier for you to really demonstrate and show that in your listing by using that enhanced content, which we talked about on the last episode, which was 294. So you might want to check that one out. But we talked about that. And that's where you can really take your story and your mission and all of the benefits and the features of your product and kind of lay them out in a really nice, clean look using that enhanced content. So hopefully this has helped you. I don't think it's impossible, but I think it is going to be harder. But again, if you can have that unique angle or a unique spin, that will help you in this competitive space. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there and some of it is really, really good. But what I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.